Leadership Award is presented to Ambassador Kenneth Quinn, the President, World Food Prize Foundation, USA.
International Leadership Award. A former U.S. diplomat, Ambassador Kenneth Quinn, had a distinguished 32-year career in foreign service with the U.S. State Department. During his diplomatic career, he has worked as a rural development advisor in the Mekong Delta on the National Security Council staff at the White House as the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State and as chairman of the U.S. Interagency Task Force on POW MIAs. Widely acknowledged for his expertise on global food issues, Ambassador Quinn assumed the presidency of the World Food Prize Foundation in Des Moines, Iowa in 2000. He single-handedly has endeavored to raise the status of World Food Prize, founded by the father of the Green Revolution, Dr. Norman E. Borlaug, so that it could be seen as the Nobel Prize for Food and Agriculture and inspire efforts to alleviate hunger around the globe. Each October, more than 1,400 people from 75 countries gather in Des Moines for the Borlaug Dialogue International Symposium, which has been called the premier conference in the world on global agriculture. With strong bipartisan support, Ambassador Quinn's foundation also operates a unique youth education program for high school students in America and hosts the annual Iowa Hunger Summit. Under his leadership, the World Food Prize Hall of Laureates was completed with the purpose of inspiring future generations to emulate Dr. Borlaug by confronting hunger. Today, Ambassador Quinn is the most admired name in the global agriculture community, who played a key role in trade and policy and global food security.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, put your hands together for Ambassador Kenneth Quinn for the International Leadership Award. Congratulations, sir, and a few words of acceptance from you.
I've come a long way from Des Moines, Iowa, to be here. I want to begin by speaking about the biggest inspiration I had to come here, which was Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, the first World Food Prize laureate and the chair organizing committee. I'm so sorry he couldn't be here this evening. I admire him so much as I admire all of the World Food Prize laureates from India. So Governor Ramesh Chand, and I'm here because I have such great respect for India and for all that's been accomplished, not only by the laureates, but by all of you who are here being recognized tonight. You should be so very, very proud of all that you've done. Now, you notice in hearing about me that unlike all of you, I have no background in agriculture. But I was thrust as a diplomat into the Green Revolution in the Mekong Delta. So when Norman Borlaug was here in India in the mid-1960s, working with Dr. Swaminathan, I was in villages in Vietnam, seeing the power of agriculture. And I've understood the transformative power of agriculture. But more even than that, of how you uplift people's lives, I've seen the power of confronting hunger and alleviating human suffering that can bring people together across the biggest differences, be they ethnic, religious, racial, political, historical. In 2012, the World Food Prize was presented to Dr. Daniel Hillel, an Israeli Jewish irrigation pioneer. The Secretary General of the United Nations came to Des Moines, came to our ceremony to join in presenting our prize to Dr. Hillel. Dr. Hillel had been nominated by 3 Muslim scientists from 3 Muslim and Arab countries. And in the audience, as he received the prize from the Secretary General, were a Muslim princess, an Arab sheikh, and an Israeli diplomat, all standing side by side, all standing and cheering for his work, for his advances that had taken place in Arab countries. In 2014, when Dr. Borlaug had the 100th anniversary of his birth commemorated around the world, commemorated here in India, commemorated in Mexico. You know, isn't it amazing? There are statues of Borlaug in Mexico put up by the farmers. The Mexican farmers put their money in. His statue is here in India. So proud of that. On March 25th, the 100th anniversary of his birth, I had the incredible honor to be in the U.S. Capitol as we unveiled his statue there at the most hallowed place of American democracy. 2 months later, the artist who created the statue told me another country wants to buy a copy of the statue in the U.S. Capitol and put it in their country. And I said, well, that's very nice. What country is it? And he said, Iran. Iran, country so divided from the United States, wanted to buy a copy of the Borlaug statue and put it up at their Agricultural Biotechnology Research Institute. Well, he couldn't make a copy fast enough, but they had a ceremony just to honor Norman Borlaug in Iran because they believed deeply in biotechnology as he did. And they invited me, a former American diplomat, a former American ambassador, to go to Iran and deliver the keynote speech. Well, I told my wife I was going to accept, and she thought I was crazy, and what would happen to me, but I convinced her to go, and went there, and I was at a gathering just like this, about the same number of people, the only American ambassador or senior official ever invited to Iran to speak. And I spoke about how biotechnology, one day, an Iranian scientist and an American scientist could walk in together and receive the World Food Prize. And wouldn't it be amazing to see in the audience Iranians and Americans standing and cheering for the same accomplishment? And I invited them, send your best scientists to Des Moines, and they did. And I've been sending World Food Prize laureates to Iran ever since. That's the power of what you do. That's the transformative power of agriculture, of confronting hunger, of alleviating human suffering. And that's the reason why I am so humbled, so honored, so pleased to be here. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this wonderful recognition that I will always treasure. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen,